I'm currently a business manager in a small retail store in Lagos,
Yes.
Nigeria.
Sure. Okay. Anyone else? Yes, I mean.
Hello, good evening, all. Good afternoon. I am Simeon Joshua Snachi, an agropreneur.
You're an entrepreneur, but in which specific area?
Agriculture.
Hello, can you come a bit louder? Simeon, I think he dropped out.
He said agriculture.
Agric sector, he said
Agriculture.
agriculture.
Agriculture. Okay, okay, got it. Anyone else? Fine. So let us.
Hello?
Yes, tell me. Yeah, I'm hearing. Who is it? So, so let us. I'll park this particular. I'll come back to this particular set of uh, information subsequently. So, if you look at it, if suppose someone is in job, is not happy with the job, someone is restless, and they want to take up something, then yes, there is a possibility that that particular person can be an entrepreneur. Now, if you look at it with whatever introductions all of you have given, there are some who may want to do something. There may be many who may want to take up a job. So we will see that particular pattern and symptoms subsequently. Now, if you look at the second scenario, see this case study. Malik is, I have to do some backup plan. Will get fired soon. Rafi, what will you do? Malik, food processing. Rafi, not a bad idea. If you look at this particular case, the first and foremost important lessons which we learn is that Malik is somewhere he knows that right now they are going to be let go from the company. The company is going to throw them out. It could be for whatsoever reason. There could be no finance in the company, or there is a slowdown because of COVID. The company wants to reduce the manpower, but the point is that people are going to get laid off. Now, when they want to get laid off, you need to have an alternative plan. And that alternative plan, what Malik is thinking is of food processing. So, see how a person who was in a job is transitioning to become an entrepreneur. So, in the first example, you found that this particular in this particular scenario, the person was not able to stay in one company for more than 2 years. Okay, there is one kind of a restlessness. So entrepreneurs may have that particular symptom of restlessness. They want to do something big in life. Unless and until you don't have an ambition, unless and until you don't want something to do of your own, then you are not having that full quality of an entrepreneur. So this is where this pattern comes in. So here you see that a particular person is scared. That particular person is not getting a job. That particular person is going to get fired soon. So again, there is one particular pressure for that particular person to become an entrepreneur. Now let us look into the third category. If you look at Uma, she says, "Wow, you cook so well. Why don't you start something?" Lakshmi, there is a time for all this, but I got an offer from a canteen to manage that. Uma, take it up. This is the beginning. Now, if you look at this particular scenario, you may be having some special quality within you, and that quality will be unknown to the world. Okay, it could be anything. It could be like you could be a musician, you could be a cook, you could be a fashion designer, you could be an artist. At this moment of time, the hidden talent what you are having will be unknown to many. Few would have appreciated you, few would not have appreciated you. But are you willing to bring that particular hidden talent to the front? Will you be able to share that particular? Yes. Yeah. Someone has raised the hand. Any question? Hello, Hello, Johnson. You raised your hand. You want to introduce yourself, or what is it? So I'll
I think
continue.
we can go on. I think we can go. It might have been a mistake.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. So if you look at this, exploring the hidden talent will be something which you need to look into the forefront. Now let us look at the fourth scenario.
Hi there. Please, it's Mr.
Zai,
Silva calling from.
Zhang says this typhoon destroyed everything, so making tents. Allies, yes, we need to distribute this to Philippines and also Nepal. Zhang says making them waterproof and earthquake resistant. Allies says that is correct. So if you look at this, there has been a severe problem. That problem has compelled someone to identify an opportunity from that particular problem. Okay, so identifying opportunities from the problem is something which an entrepreneur needs to have that capability. Maybe there is a whole flood which has destroyed one particular village or a city or a location. Are you capable of identifying an opportunity? This is something which you need to ask for yourself. And from there onwards, the stepping stones of entrepreneurship begin. So if you will see over here, LS is very clearly also articulating that where the tents will get distributed eventually. So the tents are going to get distributed to Philippines and also to Nepal. And Zhang is also saying making them waterproof and earthquake resistant. So please understand how one product is getting built. The tent is the product. The tent, they are making it waterproof. They are making it earthquake resistant. And if you will see, this is a great opportunity for someone who knows maybe stitching, who knows and if suppose there is a construction engineer and the construction engineer knows the dimensions of a tent, so maybe that particular person can explore an idea and can make movable tents, and this is one opportunity. So identifying opportunities where everything fails is something which an entrepreneur's characteristics should be. Scenario 5, Ravi, this sells in USA should click here too. Chris says, is it imitating? Ravi, why not? Let us get straight going. If you would have noticed, we had Uber in USA, which is a taxi ride application where you connect to through the mobile phone, take a taxi, avail a taxi or a cab, and that cab gives you a ride to one particular destination. This same Uber got copied in India through Ola. Ola cabs came in. Same way, in Africa, there would be some shared cab riding service provider. That shared cab service provider is nothing but imitating. So imitation is also one form that can you imitate well? Can you copy well one particular idea and implement it, localize it? Localize means adapt it to that particular situation. It could be Africa, it could be whichever country in Africa we are talking about. And can you convert it into a business model? Means can we make that particular idea happen in a different environment apart from where it was highly successful? So if you look at it, copying and imitation is not a bad thing. So all ideas need not be unique. All entrepreneurs need not have the same idea. One particular person is starting an IT service. For example, over here we have one friend of mine who has just introduced that he is from the IT industry. There are many people in the IT industry. What will be your differentiator? What you want to differentiate it? That you will need to decide. But imitation is also can you imitate things properly? This is what an entrepreneur's characteristics is. Let us look at the scenario 6. James, have been acting in movies for long. Plan to produce one film. Lisa, are you sure? What if fails? James says, let me attempt. What have we learned from this particular scenario 6? Are you a risk-taking person? If you are having a family responsibility, you want to ensure that your family is not hungry, uh, at least the bare minimum salaries is important. At that moment of time, you take up a job. Entrepreneurship is not a career meant for you because you are in need of a job. You livelihood is at stake. You want one assured amount because you may have taken a loan. You want to repay that loan. So employment is triggered from necessity. Okay, entrepreneurship is triggered from your risk-taking capability. what kind of risk you can take in your life to come up in your life. So your pitch is saying, have been acting in movies for long, plan to produce one movie. James is a risk taker. Okay. But Lisa is not a risk taker. Lisa says, are you sure? What if it fails? So please understand, failing fast and failing cheaply is what you need to understand when you are going to become an entrepreneur. Each and every person among you have one particular unique talent. Remember that always. And that talent, if you can bring it forth and put it across and try to build a business model around it, there are chances that you will become an entrepreneur. So it is very important that you need to be very free in interaction. Don't feel shy. Please keep interacting. Scenario 7. Professor Albert, this research of mine is a sure shot success. Have to patent it. Romeo, the genetic lab CEO, says, why don't we collaborate and start something? What lessons we learn from this particular scenario is that it's not possible for an individual to do things alone. You will need partners. You will need some stakeholder who will be with you always when you're going to move to the next level of your career or business. And this is what you can see that how Professor Albert has told that have to patent it. Romeo jumps in and says that why don't we collaborate and start something? So Romeo is trying to say that let us collaborate and do something. So uh, never work in isolation when you are an entrepreneur. Chances of failure will be more on the higher side. At the same time, be careful of the collaborative partner so that the partner is not going to dupe you or cheat you. So again, if in case if you are willing to collaborate, the chances of success is more. So as an entrepreneur, are you an individualistic person or are you a collaborative person? That also will decide whether you are an entrepreneur. Because many times what happens is we thoroughly get confused. I am I am a good blogger, so I am very happy doing blogging. If I am happily doing blogging and I'm not collaborating with anyone else, and I'm getting paid for blogging, I'm getting paid for job posting, I'm getting paid for any information. I am a freelancer. Okay, a freelancer is not an entrepreneur. Freelancer is not having a company of his own. A freelancer is doing as a consultant. So please understand, entrepreneur is a person who will start a company. Okay, so scenario 7 talks about collaboration. And scenario 9, Hussein need to supply dates to Pacific countries. Romel export rules. Do you know? Hussein, let us learn as we go. Are you having the learning capability within yourself? Are you willing to listen to someone if you're going wrong? If you are a good student and you have very curious of what others are doing, that curiosity will also compel you to become an entrepreneur. So please understand that if you're not curious, you're not interested to learn, then chances are that you are still in that employee mindset. Entrepreneur needs to be absolutely curious. Entrepreneurs need to be self-learners because no one is going to keep guiding you and coaching you. So self-learning capabilities have to be there. And the last scenarios is Rezen says he's famous for his palmistry advice. Let me scale this up for him. Ramesh, hey, I'm happy doing it all alone. Why scale? Reason entrepreneurship is all about scaling eventually. Ramesh, who is an entrepreneur? If you're doing things on your own, someone is running an HR consultancy firm, someone is running an IT firm, okay, you're running at an individual level. But do you want to create one HR recruitment network? Do you want to connect all the recruiters in Africa and bring into one particular platform? If you're thinking in that manner, then yes, then you are moving towards entrepreneurship. So scaling plays a very important role. So what is an entrepreneur finally? An individual who rather than working as an employee runs a small business and assumes all the risk and rewards of a given business venture, idea, or goods or service offered for sale. Entrepreneur is commonly seen as a business leader. So you will need to understand that there are two important concepts which come in. One is goods, second is service. Products are tangible in nature. If I touch and feel, then definitely it's a product. Product can be seen. Okay. Services cannot be seen. Services can only be experienced. So what an entrepreneur can do is entrepreneur can start a product company or an entrepreneur can start a service company. So entrepreneurs are leaders willing to take risk and exercise taking advantage of marketing opportunities by planning, organizing, and employing resources, often by innovating new or improved products. So innovation will play a very important role. So now let us pause over here and again I'm opening the notepad just for the convenience of all so that you know what we are doing. And we move to the first slide. In this, the first takeaway lesson is the entrepreneur characteristics. Restless in jobs. Okay. Possibly that particular person can be an entrepreneur. Scenario 2 will be will get fired soon. So here it will be no jobs available. Yes, you can become an entrepreneur because there is no other alternative. If you're not having any job, you cannot just sit at home thinking what next to do. You need to become an entrepreneur. You need to do something of your own. So that is where then the necessity will be the mother of invention. So this is where we are talking that you can be an entrepreneur. Now let us look at the scenario 3. Oh, here what happens is the hidden talent inside you. If you have any hidden talent, please exhibit it. That plays a very important role. Scenario 4, any problem, if exists, identify opportunities. If no one is able to solve a problem, so solution mind, okay. Don't try to keep identifying problems. Please try to have solutions. So solutioning mind, if you can identify solutions to a problem, then you can become an entrepreneur. The fourth is, can you imitate? I love imitating. I have role models. Okay, so then you are an entrepreneur. If you'll see over here, in this particular case, you will see risk-taking capacity. If you have a risk-taking capacity, then you are an entrepreneur. Over here, are you collaborative? Then you are an entrepreneur. Over here, are you self-learning and curious? Then you can be an entrepreneur. And the last is, are you ambitious and want to grow? So if you don't mind right now, we'll pause over here. Okay, and we will ask questions to Jesse, Oluwatio, Peter, Faith, Kingsley, and Simon, if you don't mind. That is. So I'm just putting over here, Jesse, in a scale of 1:5. Okay. I'm just putting it over here. Peter, don't get scared. Please feel free and enjoy as we keep learning, okay? Kingsley, and the last is Simon. I'll also visit the chat, okay? Yeah. So Kingsley, just to answer you the question, I have 30 plus years of experience in IT industry. I support multiple startup ecosystems. So we are part of the global startup ecosystem, then World Business Angel Group Forum. I scaled up a software company to a size 500 plus, and as an accelerator, and an incubator, we nurture ideas, we interface with colleges to set up entrepreneur facilities. So we encourage the student entrepreneurs. One of the objectives of the Royal African Company is to actually implement this startup ecosystem in Africa. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to identify individuals who have great ideas, work closely with them, uh, pivot those ideas to the next level where we can make a minimum viable product. So if to answer to the question, yes, I have played multiple roles. I have done small investments in our own venture where we closely work with entrepreneurs. I mentor entrepreneurs through accelerator programs, and at the same time, uh, I try to identify solutions for the problems which any company is putting it across. So, I'm an MBA in marketing, HRD, operations and finance, PMP, CJ Chris, and so after all these continuous learning, I decided to actually devote my energies to contribute to the society, and that's where I'm closely working with Nina. Nina is a dear friend of mine. So we hope that the Royal African Company is able to build, nurture entrepreneurs with all of your support. So coming to this particular thing, restlessness is job. Jesse, if you don't mind, can you uh, uh, I am from India. So, Jesse, can you be online and you can be very frank and tell me that were you liking to work or you didn't like to work in a company? We'll take one or two just examples just for you to understand how we assess an entrepreneur. Unless and until Jesse is shy. Anyone can come over here. Jesse, Olivetio, Peter, anyone wants to. It's like a self-assessment.
Faith,
Okay, Faith. Yeah, come on.
you
So
asked if
you're a
I
loan
work.
facilitator.
Yes, but as a side hustle, I'm a fashion designer. I make
So,
clothes.
so I want to understand, are you restless in your work? Whenever you are in a loan facilitation kind, if you were an employee in some company, did you feel that, no, this routine job is very boring, this job is not meant for me?
Yes, it's not meant for me. It's very boring. It's
And
tiring.
and no jobs available. Were you scared that you don't have any jobs kind of a thing, or you were confident that you will easily get a job, but because you are restless in job, that's the reason you want to be an entrepreneur?
I can easily get a job because I have so many options. I can also
Correct.
teach, but then I
Correct.
don't want to. I want to be a fashion designer.
Okay. So you're also, your score is on a higher side. Okay. Do you have any hidden talent? When we say hidden talent, there could be some talent which you wanted to pursue.
Yes, I make clothes, fashion design.
Passions, correct?
Yes.
Perfect. Any problem if existing? Do you see any problem in your fashion industry which you want to solve?
Yes. No. The problem is that everybody's in it. Everybody's doing it.
Your
People are
voice
too
is
much in that business.
your voice is breaking. So what kind of problem you have identified in your industry which you want to solve?
People are too much in it. Like everybody's doing it.
So demand is high, right? For fashion.
Yes.
Okay.
Is it the
And
demand or the supply?
supply is less and the demand is high. So you feel the fashion has a good scope, correct?
Yes.
And are you imitating someone, some role model of yours, which you want to imitate, copy?
Yes.
Who is your role model in fashion industry?
Tolu Bali.
I am not getting the spelling. What is the person's name?
Tolu, Tolu, Bali, Bally.
PA?
Tolucolo.
Yes,
Luball.
correct. So if you look at this, there is a role model also in place. And do you have a risk-taking capacity? Means you have spent money on your own and all that?
Yes.
Are you collaborative or you like to work with alone?
No, I wouldn't want to work alone.
You want to work alone or you want to work together with people as a team?
Together with people as a team.
Okay. And you're self-learning, you keep learning, you are curious, you do a lot of Google research and all.
Yes.
And are you ambitious?
Very.
So see, so congrats, Faith. So you qualify like an entrepreneur. Are you getting the point?
Yes.
So anyone else wants to do a self-assessment? Please don't get scared.
Okay, this is Peter.
Okay, Peter, let's begin with you. Are you restless
Yeah.
in jobs?
Yes, I am. I am.
No, you like to stay in jobs. You want an assured salary, or you find the jobs very boring.
No, it's not boring.
What you're saying?
I don't find it boring. I don't find it boring.
Okay, okay, good. And are you in your family? In your family, you need to take care of people and all. Like you're having responsibilities, like family and all.
Yes, of course. That that's usually the narrative in Africa. You know, you can't spend your money alone in Africa. That's the way it is.
Right. So, see, if you see my questioning style changed. Okay, with Faith, I was asking different questions, and with you, I'm asking different questions. So,
Yes.
so you will
Yes.
see that for you, jobs play a very important role, right?
Yes.
And do you have
Yes.
any hidden talent?
Yes, I do. I do. I have a couple of them, but the one I really want to focus on is carpentry, production of doors, local doors.
So now this carpentry is there. Yes, comes in. Okay, please understand what we are trying to do. So yes, you are in carpentry. You want to do something. So now, why you want to get into carpentry? What kind of problem you are seeing over here in Africa where you want to focus on carpentry, or in the world you are seeing some problems where you want to focus on
Yeah,
carpentry?
yes, already I'm in the construction business, and we work with a lot of doors. Presently, the foreign doors that we purchase are very expensive, and I like to make the local ones. I think there is a high demand on local doors that can be made very well. So that's the reason why I
This is
I,
a
I think
very
I'm
good
choosing it.
very good example. You have an opportunity. You have identified a problem and you have an opportunity. Okay. And are you imitating some carpentry work or something like what kind of imitation technique means? Have you identified some
Yeah,
competitors or suppliers?
yes, yes. There are people who are already doing it, who are very big. They're doing it locally. They are very big in it. One of them is the Kuramo doors. Uh, Kuramo. That's they call them Kuramo. Kuromo. Kuramo doors. Those are people. Those are at least that's a those are role models already into the business.
Perfect. So you have a role model. And do you have a risk-taking capacity? Can you spend some money for your carpentry work on your own, or how are you managing? Because you also have family responsibility. So, uh,
Yes, yes,
so,
yes,
so
yes.
how are you managing
Of
this?
Yeah, spending money from the money I earn from the work I do presently. You know, I have started a little, just a little, in a small way. I've started already in a small way.
Okay. So are you collaborative in nature or you're an individualistic person?
No, I'm presently not collaborating with anyone, but I can if if something like that comes up.
And are you self-learning, curious?
Yes, I am. I am studying on it, looking at YouTube. There are people who are already doing them, trying to get knowledge on how to do it well and all that. See, the issue is that people are already doing this thing locally, but they're not doing them well. So anybody that's coming in that wants to do them needs to do them very well, excellently well. That's it.
Perfect. So you're ambitious, correct?
Yeah, of course. Yes. Yes.
So if you look at this particular scenario, okay, what happens is you also score on a very higher side as far as entrepreneurship is concerned, but because you are having some family responsibilities, you would like to do things in parallel. Okay, means you don't want to leave something which you are getting a regular money, because otherwise if you don't get the money, you won't be able to pursue your hobby. So you are moving in parallel track. Correct me if I'm wrong. So because you're moving in parallel side, there are chances that you can become an entrepreneur. Okay, so this is something which comes in. So what I was trying to do here is that first and foremost, you need to evaluate whether you are fit to be an entrepreneur. Would you like to be entrepreneur? And even if somewhere you feel that you're not an entrepreneur, but you have some hidden talent, like you have carpentry as your hidden talent, right? And Faith had fashion design as her hidden talent. Then yes, why not start something of your own and experiment? So this is what is. Hope you are now very clear on what is an entrepreneur. Okay. Now we move to the next. Now let us look at.
Yeah, it's Kingsley.
So let us look at the next thing. Who is an investor? Okay. So if you look at this, who is an investor? See the scenario. Sarah, I have surplus money in my bank. Should I put it in a fixed deposit or should I start something of my own? Nancy, do you have time to do something of your own? Sarah, no. Nancy says, join an angel group, dear. You can invest on an entrepreneur venture. Means what? This Sarah is having some surplus money in the bank. Means she has a habit of saving. And through saving, she's got some money in her bank. And she wants to do something of her own. But when Nancy says that, do you want to do something of your own? She says, no, I don't want to do something of your own. The moment someone says that I am having money, but I don't want to do something of my own, but she's willing to do some investment, then she's an investor. So please understand who is an investor. An investor is a person who has some surplus money, and that particular money can be deployed for some venture. Okay, so this is the first example, like who could be an investor. The second example, Ganesh, I think we should start something else to let us diversify. Narasimha, but we don't do that business. You're talking of energy. Ganesh, let us take some stake in that new startup. Let us get going. Narasimha, let me check with them. Now, what happens is, Narasimha is already, Ganesh, Narasimha is already a businessman. Okay, you are already having some business, some carpentry business. But with carpentry business, someone is wanting to, is giving you an idea that can you get into paints? Paint has nothing to do with carpentry. Paint comes as a outcome of carpentry. Once I do a carpentry, then I will paint that particular furnitures the way I want. I may or may not. So what happens is, diversification means, are you branching out to some new business? First, if you stable in fashion industry, after you stable in fashion industry, tomorrow Faith may get into cosmetic industry. That is diversification. So if you're diversifying, you are having some surplus money in your bank account, then you are an investor. So please understand the symptoms of investments. Investors need to have money. Investors need to have a business which is running. Investor needs to have some surplus money. Okay, that is the underlying principle. Now, if you look at this is a little bit controversial. Mojo, need to convert my black money to Rand, not here. Let us do it somewhere else. Mojo, how? Rand become an investor. There are many people, what happens is they do day-to-day cash transactions, okay? And they may or may not pay the tax, government tax, but they have enough money. Yes, if there are some small business, small entrepreneur activity which needs money in cash, why not deploy that particular money into a business? So please understand who can be the third kind of an investor, okay? The fourth one is, we have surplus funds, can we get tax rebate? Means someone wants to get tax benefit. Latif, tax in some countries not levied. Susan, what about this scenario? Latif, donate to some charitable trust. Please understand. Are you wanting to save your tax? You are having lots of money and you are paying huge amount to tax. Can it be deployed to one trust? Then yes, you are now you are becoming an investor. Okay, this is scenario 4. And if you see scenario 5, Rambo, I can invest in sports, but what is the return? Fred, 10 times of what you invest in 3 years. Rambo says, look lucrative. So please understand, if you're in your bank, if they are going to give you 6% to 8% annual return, and someone is offering you 10 times, 10%, 10%, 20%, 30%, 40% of your investments, then it is looking lucrative. I am not telling all of you to jump into bitcoins. Okay, so please understand there is a big group of network which is getting into bitcoins and all. But see, bitcoins may be giving some people results. Bitcoins may not be giving results to some people. But Bitcoin is not entrepreneurship. Please understand. Someone else has initiated a Bitcoin business. That guy is an entrepreneur. We are only deploying some small amount into Bitcoins. But instead of deploying small amount into a Bitcoin, why don't you create a website of your own? If you create a website of your own, then you are an entrepreneur. You can make a website of your own. So please remember that self-investments on your own business is the best investment strategy. Self-investor, be a self-investor as much as possible. Only if you need money from external sources, then you need to seek an investor. Okay. But what we are trying to tell you is that any investor will want a return on investment. Even today, if you're going to make investments in fashion or in carpentry, that investments is calculated risk which you're taking. And rather than deploying your money into a bank which is giving 6% interest, you may be confident that the carpentry business is going to give you 2x, 3x, 4x multiplier return over a period of time. And that is where you're a self-investor. So scenario 5 is all about return on investments. See, look at this. Saira, poor child, I think I should sponsor her studies. Abdullah, yes. Sarah, she can support us in our old age. Abdullah, come on. What we invest is because we wish to do something good. Expecting return is not a good idea. Some people may just give you money for charity. Government will say, please start a venture of your own. We want to create employment opportunities in the country. To create employment opportunities in the country, you do whatever you feel like. So always remember that when we are this is a social entrepreneurship. Social, it's like a old age insecurity. Okay, some old grandma of yours will say that, okay, I am going to give you some money, please start a business, because she's psychologically having one fear that someone is needed in the old age. Are you that compassionate person who will take care of your parents, elders in the old age? And if yes, the answer is yes. And if that old person is having some money and that particular person's money is going to be deployed in your venture, that old lady is an investor for you. I'm just giving you an example that how you have to think who could be our investor. Okay, investor could be family members, it could be friends, it could be relatives, it could be third party investors, it could be banks, it could be government also. So scenario 8, Joe, let us invest on his doctor's degree. Once he does well, he can return back the money with interest. Lovina, yes, we should have terms signed off with his parents. Joe, we can always have their property mortgage with us. Lovina, they can go to the bank too. Joe, our interest rates are too low. Please understand, if you're an investor, how lucrative you're going to be to make that entrepreneur come to you. That is what is your strategy. So investment, if suppose you are giving the loan disbursement, any person who is going to give a loan at a less interest, that particular person is going to be the hot property. Hot property means all people will go there and want to get the loan and see how the risks are getting covered. Property mortgage. So sometimes what happens is people will give you the money on loan basis. Okay, that is known as debt financing. Debt financing means you're getting the money on loan and you're supposed to return that particular money with interest. And the second one is equity. Equity means someone is going to invest in your venture for some small equity in that particular venture. So please understand, an investor is someone who will always think of return on investment. No one is going to give it free. Okay. Someone is not going to give you teaching free. Someone is not going to give you the assets free. Everywhere there is one return on investment. But if we make a mission that we want to create entrepreneurship, employment, and research, our mission over here is to spread entrepreneurship. Our mission is to create employment opportunities, and our mission is on research. That is where this Royal Angel Group is all about. What we are trying to do is we are trying to create entrepreneurship, employment, and research as a mission. That is what is the P Combinator, my initiative, which totally focuses on. So what we are trying to tell to you is that anyone can be an investor if they have a surplus money, but yes, there will be some return on investment which they will be looking out. So scenario 9, Samir, have earned enough. Now let me start off my own. Jennifer, will you invest on your own? Samir, yes, but the venture will be in my wife's name. This is a very classic example for someone like who is now initiated the carpenter venture. That particular person is working. He will have to undergo one employment agreement sign off by saying that as long as you're working in this particular company, you cannot take up any other job. Now, what to do? You are having an idea, but you cannot do it in your own name. Do it in your spouse's name, do it in your friend's name, but please ensure that you have the maximum stake in that particular venture. So what we are trying to tell you is that sometimes you can become your own investor, and this is what is the carpentry startup venture personnel has done. He has invested in his own venture. In case if there is a conflict of interest with his present company, he will do it in his wife's name, but he will do it. Scenario 10. Rose, there is this person who can invest but does not want his name anywhere. Honk, sound weird, but we need money. Let us approach him. Sometimes there are some hidden investors, okay? They have lots of money, but they don't want to, their name should not come. Honk, sounds weird, but we need money. Let us approach him. The angel groups, the venture capital group, whoever you see in this world, they are the people who act as a front end. You never come to know from where they are getting the money. They are the people who get the money, and that money gets deployed into an entrepreneur's kitty. So please understand, this could also be the scenario. So what we wanted to let us pause over here. An investor is a person who allocates capital with the expectation of future financial return. Bootstrapping, this particular word is, an individual is said to be bootstrapping when he or she attempts to found and build a company from personal finance. So an angel investor are individuals who invest in startups and early stage companies using high risk, high return metrics. Angel investors want high risk, high return kind of initiatives. So let us pause over here. I want to understand from you guys, because you all have been continuously hearing in TV and all, no? What you understand by the word startup? Jesse, Kingsley, Oliver's connection is bad. Faith, anyone can volunteer and tell what you understand by the word startup.
Startups are businesses that are just upcoming.
What are you saying?
Idea. Startups are businesses that are upcoming. You have an idea and you want to go into it. So that's what's called a startup. You have an idea and you're trying to grow it.
Anyone else? Nafisa, you have raised your hand. Nafisa, you want to talk something? You have a question?
Startup or business?
Well, startups are, hello.
Yes, Kingsley. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, startups are basically SMEs, small medium scale enterprises, or a small business that has been formulated through an idea that's been funded by little investor or through an accelerator program, basically in a small way that has a future projection of being a big company.
Okay, so I have just put out the small enterprise, small business facilitating. Anyone else?
Startup are like innovations.
Innovators. That's what you're saying?
Innovations. They are like innovations. Yes, they are small innovations. Yes.
Okay. So fine. So what you all are saying in a particular way, let me tell you what is the technical definition, okay, of startup. Startup is like experiment, okay. It's an experiment. Samuel, you are raising your hand. Samuel, Nafisa, you want to tell something? If you want, you feel free to put it in the chat also.
Yeah, you've already said it, sir. This is Peter. It's an experiment. Trying to experiment a new thing. Yeah.
Correct. So, Samuel, yes, you're right. It is an experiment, and in experiment we may pass or fail. Okay, that is very important. So either we'll pass or we will fail. So it is not necessary that you are going to always pass. You are going to fail also. So when we have this kind of an experiment, what Faith actually mentioned is also right. It's an idea, okay? So this idea you're experimenting, whether I'll be able to complete this particular idea, bring a business model around it. Means I made a fashion cloth, fashion garment, okay? This garment I'm putting it for sale. Can I sell that particular fashion item? If the answer is yes, means the experiment passed. You are able to sell something from whatever idea, from your idea, you converted that idea and you put that particular idea into an experiment and you got successful in that particular experiment. So you passed, okay. So startup is an experiment. And coming to innovations, yes, you're perfectly right. It's an experiment, right? Experiment means first time. If suppose someone is doing first time, then it is an innovation. Second time, if suppose someone is doing an experiment, it is imitation. Okay. Now a question, we'll pause over here. I want to ask all of you over here that say from your entire group, someone is doing an innovation for the first time, and that particular person is asking for $500 US, okay? And the second time a person is doing, and this particular person is asking for $750 US. Now let me check over here whom you would as an investor, assume that you are an investor, okay? You're rich today, you have $500 with you and you have $750 with you. So you are having, say, you want to do some investment. So I want to ask from Faith, would you invest in the first timer or you would invest in the second timer?
Second timer.
Okay. Who else wants to experiment? Kingsley.
Yes, sir.
On whom you will want to invest? First timer or second timer?
Second timer.
Okay. Who else is so here? 1 minute. Anyone wants to? Nafisa, Jesse, Peter should tell me. Peter, what is your thing?
I didn't get that, sir.
Hey, Peter.
I didn't get that.
See, there is one particular person who is doing an experimentation. Okay, first time someone is doing an innovation in carpentry. Okay, but there is one carpentry company who is already having experienced carpenter. Okay, but this guy is going to bring some innovation. Okay, this particular person is going to do some innovation. So I want to understand from you. If suppose you had $750 with you, would you invest in the first experimenter or the second one?
Yes, I will. The second one.
So if you have seen over here, all of you are risk conscious people, okay? Are you getting the point? And unfortunately, what happens is a startup is having an idea, okay? And this idea is not a proven business model, correct? Not a proven business model. So it is the first time someone is having an idea. and no one wants to invest in it. Are you getting the point? You answered your questions yourself. So because no one will invest in you for the first time, what you're doing, you're going to invest on your own self. And that is the reason you're bootstrapping. The first time investors are always bootstrapping. Okay. So who will invest on you? Your friends, relatives, someone who believes in you. Are you getting the point? Friends, relatives, they all will believe in you. Maybe you can take a government scheme also. Government may believe in you. Otherwise, you need to go for bank for loan. Are you getting the point? Second time onwards, proven business models, people are ready to invest. Are you getting the difference?
Yeah.
First time innovation, people are scared. What if it fails? My $500 will be fully in loss. So you will say, I don't want to experiment. Are you getting the point? So the
Yes.
angel investors, they are these risk takers. Okay. Angel investors will take high risk, high return. Okay. Someone will say, I'm taking a potato. For the person who is an agriculturist, he may have experimented. I don't know. From potato also, lights can come. Light energy can come. Just growing a potato, and from potato, light energy can come. This is an experiment. You can Google and you can do a research. But now, how many people are willing to invest on potato? You have not heard about potato giving light energy, right? But you have heard of solar, which is giving you light energy. So you will always say, no, I am willing to go for solar energy. I don't want potato energy. Someone would have heard for biogas. Yes, biogas also gives you energy. So someone will say, no, I'll go for bioenergy. So are you getting the point? This innovation, potato and giving the energy is an innovation that no one wants to invest, and that is where the angel starts coming in. Are you getting the point clearly? The first time individual, first time experimenter gets little bit more struggle to get money, and that is where we are trying to help you out. That is where we need blessings of your godmother like Nina and all, who will identify first and foremost who is the first time innovator, second time innovator, and then we will need to do some small risk taking capacity. But please understand, hope you're getting it very clearly that the more you're experimenting, third time imitation, more confident, fourth time imitation, more confident. So you need to conduct these experiments. Okay, first experiment, second experiment, third experiment. Now, one particular person has told also that it is small enterprise and small business. I want to give one clarification over here. Okay. What is the clarification I want to bring in over here is, see, you are an individual. Okay, you started a carpentry business. Okay, you're doing carpentry on your own, doing very well, and you're getting money also. So if you look at it, it's a small business, okay, at this moment of time. You're not scaling it up. But what happens is, over a period of time, there is one biggest brand manufacturer, okay, from Africa, who says, no, I want to do partner with you. Okay. Of course, you will have some agreements and all, but now you are doing a collaboration with this individual, with you. So automatically what happens is the small business has to get into a medium-sized business, okay? Please understand. And then you have to make it into a medium-sized business from a proprietary firm where you were doing at an individually level work. You are setting up a private limited company where shares are available. So please understand, whenever you're bringing in a partner where you have to decide the equity, 50% equity, then yes, you need to make a private limited company. 80% equity. Whenever you want to issue some shares, okay, at that moment of time, the venture will move from small business to large business. Again, example. Now let us take one example of this. There is one carpenter, there is one shoemaker, there is one fashion designer, there is one particular person who is into making cosmetic therapy. Okay, someone is now these are some of the examples. Okay, and someone is just doing an agriculture growth of onion. Carpenter is at an individual level, okay, at this moment of time. But yes, if that particular person wants to scale up, then this particular venture, this can qualify as a startup. Shoemaker is a person who is saying that I am very happy in my location. I am a grocery, even grocery shop you can put it, okay, grocery shop. I say I don't want to scale up. The moment I use this word, I don't want to scale up, means you are not a startup. Are you getting the point? You are very happy. A grocery shop, you are doing a grocery shop, and you are very happy with that grocery shop, and you are interested only in a fixed amount. So these are small businesses. Okay, small businesses are ones which will not scale up. Okay, or the entrepreneur or the business person does not want to scale up. But startup is something where that individual wants to scale up. Okay, ambition factor has to be very high. If the ambition factor is very high, then that particular person is an entrepreneur. So what I'm trying to tell to you is startup is an experiment. So hope this concept is very clear to you that startup is an experiment. Now, what is an angel group? Angel group is a group of people who are having money with them, okay, and they want to deploy in your venture. So what we mean by this accredited angel investor, okay, so what is an accredited angel investor? As per the company law, if suppose someone is drawing more than $2 lakh per annum or a joint income of $3 lakh, which is huge, okay, only then they become an angel investor. So to answer to the question that who is an angel investor, the angel investor should be having very high net worth, lots of money, and they have to be registered. So please understand that if I am not able to get angel investor, the important thing is crowdfunding. What do you mean by crowdfunding? Okay. Go to the top example of yours. We had HR professional, IT professional, construction engineer, loan facilitator, finance insurance advisor, and entrepreneur agriculture. Suppose the person who wanted to start a carpentry business, okay, wants to, can someone mute it? Kingsley, you're walking in a farm. Can someone mute? I think Faith, please mute. There is a noise disturbance here. Thanks. So when we say carpentry business wants to create more carpenters, okay. Suppose you have this particular kind of a vision. I want nearly 100 carpenters collaborating with you. Now for each 100 carpenters, you're going to invest $1,000. Okay. So assume that you want to invest 1 lakh. Now obviously you are not having this money with you, but you want to raise it. So what you will do, you will put it in the crowdfunding campaign. In the crowdfunding campaign, you will say, I am creating employment opportunities, micro entrepreneurs, small entrepreneurs for carpentry. Would anyone wish to sponsor a carpenter and help him come up in life? The moment I start asking this kind of questions, okay, that no, I am doing a social cause, I am creating 100 carpenters. If you're too ambitious, you'll say, I want to have 1,000 carpenters, 1,000 rupees. So you're trying to raise a 10 lakh kind of a venture. Out of 10 lakh, what you will do is you will save yourself 10%. So you're saving over there 1 lakh, and 90% you're disbursing it to all the other carpenters. This is crowdfunding. Crowdfunding is what? You're raising money from the public. People are investing on you. So please understand what is crowdfunding. Angel investment, angel investors are actually investing in your money in a more organized way. But in crowdfunding, it is not organized. If you have a social objective, strong mission, you want to do something for the society, you can run a crowdfunding campaign. Okay, so there are a lot of crowdfunding campaigns which are available. So crowdfunding is also one source of investments. See, crowdfunding is a practice of funding by raising monetary contribution from large number of people via internet. So hope you understand what is crowdfunding. If you want to raise lots of money from investors, then crowdfunding is an opportunity for you. Venture capital is at a more organized stage. This is at a very advanced stage. We won't get into details of venture capital because what happens is typically family, friends, and relatives are the first angel. Afterwards, you go to an organized angel. Venture capital is a person or a group who parks. I told to you, right? Someone is having lots of money, but that person doesn't want to give his name, so it goes to a venture capital firm. That venture capital firm will deploy the money, but they will very clearly in the agreement say that after 3 years, I will need 10x return. Suppose they have invested 1 lakh, 1 million. They would want 10 million as a return in 5 years. And if you are not able to give that return, your company is going to get sold off. You will no longer be the owner of the company. So the first question which comes to the mind, which will be that to Faith and we'll go over here. Okay. So I want to ask the question to Peter and Faith. Faith, if suppose someone will take over your company, will you be happy?
No. No.
Yeah, I'm just writing, huh?
I said no.
And Peter, but if suppose that particular person is going to give you $20 million, okay, for taking away that company, will you be willing to give the company?
For taking over the company.
Faith. They will give you $20 million. So will you be happy to give the company?
I think I'll check how much the company is actually worth. If it's more than that, I will not be willing. But then if it's less than that, I will be willing.
Peter, what about you? So would you give the would you sell your company if it grows to a big size and someone is willing to give you $20 million? Yeah, but you barbing is your skill. I'll note it down. Yeah. Peter, you're there.
I will not just sell. I will extremely sell it.
Yes.
What you're saying, Peter? Would you give away the company or would you be happy? So please understand, as an entrepreneur, what you're saying?
Yeah, this is Jesse. Yeah, I said for $20 million. Yes, definitely. We will not just sell, but we will extremely sell it the next day.
So please understand, as an entrepreneur, I wrote one article, okay, entrepreneur grows self to sell self. Please understand, you are an entrepreneur, 100% was your stake. Then you bought one partner, your stake got reduced to 80%. I'm just giving an example. Then you got one angel, your stake got diluted to 70%. Then you got series funding A, series funding B, subsequent round of funding you are raising, okay, and if you will see, your stake is continuously getting reduced, right? Series B, series C. So there are F series, okay, till F series you can keep selling your stake 40%, and by the time you come to the series F, you are left with only 20%. Someone else is controlling your company. But what happens is your valuation, here your value was only you were just 0.1 million. and over here your $1 billion. Okay, so if you look at this kind of valuation, okay, you will see that at Series F, you are at $1 billion valuation. And this is what is something like Facebook, then you are having YouTube, all these companies, they have a high valuation. So what happens is, as entrepreneur, when you're getting into a startup ecosystem, please remember that at one point of time, your stake will keep getting reduced, but your valuation will keep improving. And what is this valuation? When you exit over here, even if you are exiting at $1 billion, please understand $1 billion, 20% is that you're getting nearly $40 million, which is a high amount. Okay, literally you'll be getting 20 million to $40 million, which is a very high amount. So please understand what happens is, once you get this amount, you will exit from that venture. Assume, for example, Peter, time being, you assume that you have got $20 million. Next, what you're going to do? Peter, hope I'm not asking you tricky questions. Peter or Faith, suppose you have this kind of a big amount after you exit from your venture. So what next you'll do?
I don't
Faith,
think
Peter?
I lost. I didn't lose anything.
No, if suppose you will exit from your company, okay, assume that you have got not $20 million, $50 million, $100 million. So what you will do with that money?
No.
You will not do anything with the money. If suppose someone gives you $50 million, you won't do anything with that money.
Okay, what will I do with the money? I didn't hear what you said. Okay. Well, I'll start investing. I'll become an angel investor.
Correct. So you will understand. So you are perfectly right. So what happens is, you started your journey as an entrepreneur. You scaled up the company. You exited from the company, and then you became an investor. Are you getting the point? See the cycle. Okay. Each and every person today who is an investor was an entrepreneur at some point of time. And that is one thing which has to get percolated very deeply into your system. And that is why this entrepreneurship ecosystem is all about continuously selling yourself. Okay. So if you look at it, how do you identify? Today we are actually sitting and discussing with all of you. We took 5 people, introduced themselves. From 5 people, 2 individuals actually took the courage, and we did an assessment. I'm very sure OPA is also on par, because because there is some network problem or something, but he's also equally enthusiastic. So from 5, at least 3 seem to be qualified entrepreneurs. Okay. And how we have identified? We have identified through this network and collaboration, right? So network promotion, unless and until I won't interact with you, I won't come to know whether you are going to be an entrepreneur or not. So how to identify good entrepreneurs is through network promotion, through incubators, to service providers, through angels. So one of those, continuously keep identifying new individual. We are identifying who could be the right kind of people who can be part of this ecosystem. Okay, so this is what is it at this moment of time. So I will pause. I completed 1.5 hours. See, it's a long journey, and what I'm trying to suggest to all of you is that whoever is interested to collaborate, work with with our group, the African group, just be in touch with Nina, and I'll be happy to actually organize more workshops, because please understand, it's a very comprehensive subject. I try to make it as simple as possible. If you look at this whole number of slides, if you want to be the whole expert in the entrepreneurship ecosystem, we are at 26 slide and 216 slides are there. So please understand, it is as comprehensive as possible. So hope you enjoyed this session to some extent at least. Hello, Samuel.
Yes.
Yes.
Faith, Samuel,
Powerful
Yes,
session.
yes, yes.
hope you all. Huh?
Yes, we
So,
can.
if you have any questions at this moment of time, or if you want to do any startup of your own, please ping, interact. We have already interacted with Peter. We have already interacted with Faith. I have not interacted with others like Nafiza and all. They have raised hands. Anyone wants to interact right now for the next 5 minutes, please feel free to interact. Hello?
Hello?
Yes,
Yeah.
Samuel.
Yeah, sorry, sir. We didn't get the last thing you said. Sorry.
What I am saying is that if anyone wants to interact further on this, anyone has a question, then or you want to start something of your own, please use this 5 minutes for a question and answer kind of a session. Unless and until all I got clear on the concept of entrepreneurs. So if you know what is entrepreneurship from this particular session, I'll be happy. If you all want to start your own venture, please feel free. One of the main prerequisite for an entrepreneur is also that you need to remove your shyness. If you're scared also, please be on one-to-one. I am just putting my
Hi,
WhatsApp and sharing
everyone.
it.
I'd like to say something. Greetings, everyone. This is Queen Mother Nina Womack. Dr. Prakash is my business partner, and we've launched this entrepreneurship business incubator training program. And with this training, we will be offering microfinance opportunities, but you need to get educated first so you could be sustainable. And I'm sure you understand why. So I'm on the board of Regamos Foundation, working with Regina. And if you guys want to continue with the trainings, be in contact with Regina and myself, and we will continue it on for those that are interested. Okay.
Yeah, we are very interested, ma.
Okay. All right, great. So we will be in touch with the next session. I'll send it to her.
All right. Thank you very much, madam.
All right, ma. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Everybody have a good
Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
thank you.
Thanks, all of you. Yeah. Okay, I'll be exiting. Thanks for your time, and hope to see all of you soon. Be in touch with Nina, and if you all are interested to get in for the other sessions and all, then we'll be happy to help you out. Okay.
Thank you too for your time, sir.
All right.
Thanks,
Thank you so
thanks.
much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thanks. Okay then. Huh?